by the Inland Northwest Associated General Contractors. Now for the call of tonight's Spokane Indians baseball game, here's Mike Boyle.
Welcome back to Avista Stadium, everyone, as the Indians in their red band trout jerseys tonight. As the right-hander McCade Brown on the hills, he'll face the leadoff batter, Adrian Pinto, second baseman, hitting .242. He's got 5 homers, 5 RBI. Led off the game with a home run last night, and he's going to do it again tonight as he takes the first pitch and lifts it over the wall in left field. And Pinto, home run number 6. That is tied for the second most in the league. And the Canadians have jumped out to a 1-0 lead again for the second straight night behind the bat of Pinto. 6 home runs, all of them solo shots. Last night was the first time he had led off a game with a home run. Make it 2 in a row. As McCade Brown gives up his first home run of the year, and it's 1-0 in favor of the Canadians. Arjun Namala, shortstop, hitting .283, 9th best average in the league as the pitch swung on and missed, and it's no balls and 1 strike. He's got 6 home runs. That is second in the league, as I mentioned. 13 RBI on the year. He's 5th in slugging percentage, and his 28 hits, 7th best in the league. Good slider there from Brown, and he's jumped ahead. No balls and 2 strikes. Namala 0 for 4 in last night's ball game. Victor Arias, the DH, on deck. So lightning strikes quickly 2 nights in a row for the Canadians as they're out to 1-0 lead. Now Namala fouls it into the catcher's mitt, and Brown rebounds right back with his first divine strikeout of the night. Every strikeout this year brought to you by Divine's Towing and Automotive, service with a halo. So bounce back there by Brown after surrendering a homer on the very first pitch of the game. And that brings up Victor Arias, DH, hitting .280. That's just out of the top 10, 11th best in the league. As the first pitch from Brown, fastball outside for ball 1. Has 1 homer, 10 RBI, his 28 hits, tied with Namala, 7th best in the league. 1-0 pitch, swung on and missed. Good change there coming from Brown. And Arias way out in front. 1 ball and 1 strike. Arias 1 for 4 in last night's game. Canadians led it 2-1 going into the 4th inning, and then the Indians got 3 runs and then got 4 more in the 6th and pulled away to a big win as Brown ahead, 1 ball and 2 strikes on Arias. 1-0 Vancouver lead just underway here in the top half of the first. Ground ball, high chop hit out to Perez at shortstop. He's got a quick throw in plenty of time to retire Arias. 2 away for the Canadians here in the first. Indians defensively, Cole Messina behind the plate catching. Skylar Messenger at third. You got Andy Perez over at short. Over at second base, Tevin Tucker and Aiden Longweller, pregame show guest at first. Jared Thomas in left, Caleb Hobson in center, and it's E.J. Andrews in right field as Sean Keys, a left-handed batting first baseman, steps in the first pitch from Brown, high and outside for a ball, 1-0. Keys hitting .200. He's got a pair of homers, 15 RBI, 0 for 2 last night, but did score a run after drawing a walk. Pitch is grounded foul down the first base side towards the Vancouver bullpen. Matt Van Romer going to pick it up, the bench coach. Pitch to Keys, all fooled badly on that off-speed breaking ball, and got that bat through the hitting zone and then tried to hold it up, could not. 1 ball and 2 strikes the count. McCade Brown, 3rd round pick out of Indiana in 2021. Pitch fouled straight back, and it just landed right in my lap. Basically landed right in the chair. So there you go. 1-2 pitch, swung on and missed, and Brown with a strikeout. And that will do it for the Canadians, but they're on the board on the Pinto solo home run. One run, 1 hit, no errors, nobody left on base. We head to the bottom of the first. It's Vancouver 1 and the Indians coming to bat. Welcome back, everyone, as we head to the top half of the second inning. 1-1 game between Vancouver and the Indians as the right-handed batting third baseman Cutter Coffey will lead things off for Vancouver against McCade Brown. And the first pitch of this inning, ground ball hit right to Longwell, and he's going to take it himself to the bag. And he saw Brown coming and said, nope, I got this, big guy. And Coffey will ground out unassisted to the third base or the first baseman, as that is one away here in this second inning. Coffey 0 for 5 now in the series. He's had his struggles against the Indians this year. 1 for 21 against Spokane in the 2 series they've played. Brennan Orff, left-handed batting left fielder, hitting .216 on the season. No homers, 12 RBI as the pitch from Brown misses inside on a fastball, and it's 1-0. Orff did not play in last night's game. In the series earlier in April, went 4 for 15, knocked in 4 runs, and scored 2. Brown missing with another breaking ball, and this one leaves it at 2 balls and no strikes. Nobody on, 1 out. Top of the second, a 1-1 game. And that pitch, boy, that one ruled low by the umpire, and it's 3 balls and no strikes. Eddie McCade, the right fielder, on deck as the 3-0 pitch. And that one ruled low, and a 4-pitch walk given up by Brown as Orff will trot down to first base. First walk given up by the right-hander. And Eddie McCade, left-handed batting right fielder, will step in. McCade went 0 for 3 last night. He's hitting .185, has a homer and 9 RBI. Pitch, fastball on the inside corner at the belt, and a called strike 1. McCade hit his lone home run here at Avista Stadium back in April. Went 4 for 14 in that series and knocked in 5 runs. Pitch is inside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Orff with his lead down at first base. 1 away here in the second. And that fastball in tight, and it's 2 balls and 1 strike. Two and 1 to the left-handed batting McCade, Delaware native, and that pitch inside again from Brown, and he's now fallen behind. 3 balls and 1 strike. Orff with a good lead at first base, 3-1 to McCade, and that one lined and over Perez and out into left center field. Center fielder Hobson getting there in a hurry as McCade his first hit of the series, and the Canadians with runners at first and second and 1 out. Alex Stone, catcher, hitting .163 this season, no homers, 9 runs batted in. Did not play last night, went 3 for 13 in April against the Indians here. Knocked in a pair of runs and scored a run. Played in 3 games of those 6 against the Indians back in April. Runners first and second with 1 out, 1-1 game here in the second inning. And the pitch from Brown misses outside. 1 ball and no strikes. Brown readies as the right-hander's pitch gets by the catcher to the backstop, and that wild pitch is going to advance both runners. So the possibility of a double play or a force knocked out with that wild pitch, and you got runners second and third with 1 out, and that's going to force the infield in for the Indians. Now the catcher Messina going to go out and have a word with Brown. Mallory Paint Store, wall-to-wall field dimensions here at Avista Stadium. Mallory Paint Store, we're here to help. 335 down the left field line. Used to be 330. It's 370 out into left center. It was 365. 401 in dead center. It used to be 395. So everything moved out a little bit when they redid the field. 370 out to right center, and then down to 296 down the right field line as the fastball from Brown hits the outside corner. And it's 2-1 to Alex Stone. Stone, 6'5", 235-pound catcher from Andover, New Jersey. Signed as a free agent last July by the Blue Jays organization. Brown 2-1 pitch, swung on, fouled straight back, and it's even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. So Stone, not drafted. Blue Jays saw enough out of him to sign him, and he came to Vancouver for the latter part of last year. 2 balls and 2 strikes to count with 1 out. Pitch, and just getting a piece of it is Stone. He was fooled on that slider, and he got just enough to stay alive in the box. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Runner second and third with 1 out. Top of the second inning. 1 run on 2 hits for both clubs thus far. Canadians threatening here in the second. 2-2 the count to Stone. Brown sets, and his 2-2 delivery swung on and missed. Just reared back and threw a 94-mile-an-hour fastball and said hit it, and Stone couldn't. As that's going to turn into a divine strikeout and 2 away here in the top half of the second inning. Javon Ward, left-handed batting center fielder, didn't play in last night's game. Hitting 157 on the year, has a homer and 9 RBI. Went 3 for 14 against the Indians back in April. Has a curveball over for a called strike from Brown. He jumps ahead 0-1. Ward knocked in 3 runs, scored 3 runs in that first series. He leads the league in walks with 24 of them. So a discerning eye at the plate. Second and third, 2 out, 0-1 pitch, and that one floats high, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. So Brown starting with a pair of breaking balls to the left-handed batting Ward. Slight breeze blowing in from right field. Not much of a wind tonight. Pitch swung on and missed. High fastball up and in on Ward. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes to the left-handed batting center fielder. Acquired from the Brewers organization last year. That was last June. His first series in a Canadiens uniform last year was against the Indians at Nat Bailey Stadium. 1 ball and 2 strikes. He hit a home run in that series as well. 1-2 pitch inside as Ward hopped out of the way. 2 balls and 2 strikes the count. Well, I just got an alert telling me that the Rockies game is getting insane right now with them and the Tigers. So I got to check it for myself. 2-2 pitch is low and outside. Now it's going to fill it up at 3 balls and 2 strikes. And indeed, it went from 2-2 to 6-5 in the course of an inning. Tigers lead the Rockies 6-5. That in the bottom half of the 4th inning. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on. Brown. Pitch, ground ball hit out towards second. Tucker is right there, makes the throw, and in time to retire the side as Brown works out of a 2-on jam here in the second inning. No runs. There was 1 base hit. No errors, 2 runners left. We head to the bottom of the second. Vancouver won. The Indians won. Top half of the 3rd inning. McCade Brown back out on the mound for Spokane as he faces Adrian Pinto, who took the first pitch he saw in the 1st inning and launched it over the wall in left field for his 6th home run of the year, as the first pitch from Brown this inning, high and inside, and Pinto having to get out of the way of that one as leaves it 1 ball and no strikes. Certainly McCade Brown not going to groove one to Pinto in that situation. 1-0 pitch comes back with a fastball, misses low and away, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. Indians with 3 runs on 5 hits. The Canadians with a run on 2 hits. Pinto, the man at the plate, responsible for Vancouver's only run, as the pitch is a breaking ball that finds the outer half of the plate, and it's 2 balls and 1 strike. 2-1 delivery, and that fastball high. Three balls and 1 strike to count to Pinto. 3-1 pitch, and that one inside from Brown, and that will be the 2nd walk he has offered here tonight. So Pinto, a leadoff walk here in the 3rd inning. And Arjun Namala at the plate. He struck out swinging his first at-bat in the 1st. 0 for 5 in this series. 9th leading hitter in the league coming into tonight at .283, and 2nd in the league with 6 homers. 13 RBI on the year for the young shortstop, just 19 years of age. 1st round pick of the Blue Jays 2 years ago. Pitch Fastball misses outside, and it's 1-0. 20th overall selection in the first round out of high school in the Tampa area. 1 ball and no strikes, the count. Pitch swung on and missed. Boy, that a good slider coming from Brown, as that leaves a 1 ball and 1 strike. That pitch just dived away from the right-handed hitting Namala. 1 ball and 1 strike. Pinto at first with nobody out. Pitch is popped in the air, foul ground, first base side, and that will head up into the seats. 1-2 to Namala. We'll show your Indians pride this summer. Get the latest apparel, including brand new t-shirts, hats, jerseys, and more. It's all at the Indians team store, or you can go online at SpokaneIndians.com. A lot of new design styles. Perfect place to get a birthday gift for the Indians fan in your life. As Namala at the plate, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Nobody out here in the top of the third. Pinto is lead at first. Brown giving the eye as the right-hander working that third base side of the pitching rubber, and a fastball swung on and missed. And Namala down on strikes for the 2nd straight time. That the fourth divine strikeout of the ball game for McCade Brown. So 4 Ks and 2 1/3 for the 3rd round selection out of the University of Indiana, coming off Tommy John surgery. Talked with him earlier in the year. Indians and the Rockies going to be limited his innings 3 to 4 tops as the throw over to first base, and diving back is Pinto. And that's shown thus far. Brown, this is his 6th start through 15 1/3 coming in, so up past 17 innings on the season. As the pitch is hit up the middle by Arias and right out into center field, and Pinto thought about going as they throw in behind Tucker, but he knocks it down, and the runners will stay put at first and second. Arias with his 2nd base knock of the series. He's now 1 for 2 tonight. So Pinto down to 2nd base. Arias is at first, and with 1 down, Sean Keys at the plate. He struck out in his first at-bat. Keys 0 for 3 in the series. He did walk and score a run in the 2nd inning last night. He got on board in front of the Hornung triple that gave Vancouver a 2-1 lead at the time. Brown's first pitch is lined out into center field, and it's going to be played on the hop as Hobson going to make the throw in. It's cut by Longwell. Now throw to the plate, and not in time. I think if Longwell had let that go through, they probably get him. But as it is, it got cut, and then Longwell turned, and he kind of paused just a second, and that was enough for Pinto to get under the tag. And so Keys will get an RBI single. It's now a 3-2 game. Down to 2nd base will go Arias. That cut by Longwell did keep Arias at 2nd base. So runners at 1st and 2nd. Cutter Coffee at the plate, and the pitch from Brown low and outside. That's ball 1. This all started with the leadoff walk. Like a broken record, I talk about it every year. Those leadoff walks, 70% of the time they score. And they did in this inning. 1-0 pitch. Fastball over for a called strike. 1 ball, 1 strike, the count. And Messina, the catcher, coming out to give the signs. Double plays in effect. And no question that Brown would love to get the pitcher's best friend to serve him right now. Coffee grounded to first, his first at bat. He's 0 for 5 in the series thus far. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 on, 1 out. 3-2 game here in the 3rd. Fastball upstairs from Brown. 2 balls and 1 strike. Coffee acquired by the Blue Jays in a trade with the Red Sox last year. Joined the Canadians midway through the season. And now pickoff attempt at 2nd base, and the tag put on by Tucker, and just getting back is Arias. Brown put that where he needed to put it. Over on that 3rd base side of the 2nd base bag. And Arias just got back ahead of the tag. 2 balls and 1 strike to Coffee. 2-1 pitch grounded, third base side. Messenger's got it flipped to second in time for one over to first. In time for the inning ending. Round the horn, 5-4-3 double play. Our first Coeur d'Alene Casino Resort double play of the night. The Coeur d'Alene Casino Resort, welcome home. Canadians do get a run here in the third inning. They do so on 2 base hits, no errors, and there was 1 runner left. We move it to the bottom of the third. Indians 3, Vancouver 2. Fifth inning as the Indians a 3-2 lead. Brennan Orff, who walked his last time up, will start it off for the Canadians against the right-hander McCade Brown, and the first pitch from the righty outside for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. Brown 6'6", 225-pound right-hander. Illinois native, as the pitch is a called strike to Orff. That's 1 ball and 1 strike. From Normal, Illinois. Third-round pick back in 2021. Had the Tommy John surgery, knocked him out for almost 2 full seasons. 2 balls and 1 strike. The count to Orff will be followed by Eddie Micheletti and then Alex Stone, 6 through 8 in the Vancouver lineup. Breaking ball over for a called strike. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Orff. I would fully expect this inning to be Brown's last. No activity in the bullpen as of yet for Spokane, but I cannot forecast seeing him going into the 5th. 2-2 count. Pitch is fouled straight back into the screen. And it remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. Brown sets, readies, 2-2 pitches grounded foul down the first base side. Orff in his 2nd year with Vancouver. Missed half of last year due to injury. Grew up in Wildwood, Missouri. That's right outside of St. Louis. 6'4", 230-pounder as he swings and fouls one off at home plate and remains in the box at 2 balls and 2 strikes. 13th round pick in 2023. Southern Illinois, Edwardsville. So not terribly far from Normal. 2-2 pitch. And that one, ooh, boy, good looking breaking ball. And Messina thought it was strike 3. And the umpire, Zach Hovick, disagreed. That runs at full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. That caught Orff off guard as a 3-2 pitch, and that one is high and outside for ball 4. So 3rd straight inning with a walk, and the 2nd straight inning, a leadoff walk given up by Brown. So the tying run on board, as that brings up Eddie Micheletti. He singled his first time up. Pitch is fastball inside at the hands, and it's 1 ball, no strikes. So Orff with his lead down at first base. 3-2 game here in the 4th. And that pitch inside from Brown, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. Elsewhere, Eugene leads at Hillsboro 3-2. That's in the bottom of the 6th as they play in Hillsboro. Tri-City Everett underway. It's scoreless in the bottom of the 2nd, and as I'm speaking, here comes Blaine Beatty, the pitching coach for the Indians. Brown lost the leadoff batter after a 2-2 count, now falls behind 2-0 on Micheletti, and Blaine, I think, just giving Brown a chance to just kind of relax a little bit. Just redial in, get together with the catcher as well and say, okay, get back to the game plan. Hey, let's not rely on one pitch too much. You know, let's continue to go with the game plan we have, attack the batter, throw the ball over the plate, and let's get out of it. Runner at first base, nobody out here in the top of the 4th. 2 balls and no strikes. The count to Micheletti. Brown thus far, 61 pitches. As I said, I can't forecast seeing him go further than this inning as the pitch is a breaking ball over for a called strike, and it's 2 balls and 1 strike. 3-2 Indians as we play at top of the fourth inning. Orf at first base, nobody out. 2-1 count, and the pitch fouled straight back by Micheletti into the screen. Make it 2 balls and 2 strikes. Eddie Micheletti, 6'1", 220-pound left-handed batting outfielder from Wilmington, Delaware. 8th round pick last year out of Virginia Tech. Two balls, 2 strikes. Runner at first with nobody out. Pitch swung on and missed. Boy, that a beautiful slider moving in on Micheletti, and he had no chance. Another divine strikeout for the right-hander McCade Brown, and there's one away in this fourth inning. That's the kind of pitch. Love throwing it as a pitcher. You know, you come 3/4 with that, you put a little spin on it, you run it right in on a left-hander. It looks like it's middle into the plate, and it just drops right down. Can't do anything with it. As the pitch, fastball to the right-handed hitting catcher Alex Stone is a fastball for a called strike one. 0-1. Stone struck out his first time up. Middle infield playing up the middle. Second baseman Tucker towards the middle as that pitch is lifted up the middle out into shallow center field. Andy Perez, shortstop, now giving way to Hobson, the center fielder. And Brown, the pitcher, alertly going out to the bag as both second baseman and shortstop were out there. And you got to know, hey, if the runner sees that, he tags, he can make his way to second base with no one covering. And Brown alertly went and covered as Stone will pop out to the center fielder for out number 2. Javon Ward at the plate, grounded to second his last time up. That came with runners second and third in the second inning. Throw over to first base, and back standing up is Orf. Tucker, the second baseman, back in the hole against the left-handed batting Ward. First pitch high and inside on a fastball. Runs it to 1 ball and no strikes. Well, if you're looking for a new spot for happy hour, give Max at Mirabeau a try. Located just off the Sullivan exit, they have 2 daily happy hours and a huge menu to boot. Next time you're thinking happy hour, think Max at Mirabeau, the Mirabeau Park Hotel, defining style, comfort, and service and guest hospitality. Breaking ball ruled inside, and Ward ahead, 2 balls and no strikes. Orf modestly to first base, 2-0 pitch, swung on and missed. Went right back to that pitch. And that time Ward offered and came up empty. 2 balls and 1 strike, the count. That's when I file away as a pitcher and as a catcher. It's like, okay, maybe go back to that if he gets to 2-2, 3-2. 2-1 the count with 2 out here in the fourth. 3-2 Indians lead. Runner at first goes. Pitch is called strike, and the throw to second base not going to be in time as Orf able to get the steal. So stolen base for Orf. The count goes even at 2 balls and 2 strikes to Ward. Now, he got Ward on strike 2 in his first at-bat on a high fastball in. That breaking ball he threw earlier in this count was swung on and missed. 2-2 pitch here. It goes that curveball right over the heart of the plate, and Ward just could do nothing but look at it, as that will do it for the Vancouver threat here in the fourth. No runs, no hits, no errors, a runner left. We move it to the bottom of the fourth. Indians 3, Vancouver 2.
AAA member message.
We'll go to the top half of the fifth inning. Activity starts in the Indians bullpen, but McCade Brown will start off this fifth inning as the pitch is a breaking ball to Adrian Pinto, and it's a called strike 1. Pinto homered on the first pitch of the game back in the first. He walked and scored the Canadians' other run in the third. Takes that pitch, lifts it out into right center field. Hobson on the run. He's not going to get there. That's a one-hopper off the wall in front of the scoreboard. And Pinto is going to pull up as the ball getting by. And now he's heading for third base. Messenger there gets it to Brown, and Brown puts the tag on him, and he's out. Alert play by Brown covering the bag at third as the relay throw got away from Perez at short. Messenger had to field it up the left field line, but Brown went to the bag and covered and puts the tag on Pinto, and that is out number 1 here in the fifth. Pinto will get a double. And then that relay going from the center fielder to the third baseman to the pitcher. Ball was never fielded by the relay, as the pitch to Arjun Namala is upstairs for ball one. Namala struck out twice against Brown thus far. Another alert play by McCade Brown in the field as the fastball high and outside. It's 2 balls and no strikes. Stu Fleslin, a left-hander, warming up for the Indians. Spokane native from Mount Spokane High School. Pitch, and that breaking ball swung on and missed. It's 2-1. Pitch is down low, and it's now 3 balls and 1 strike to Namala. Victor Arias, the DH, on deck. 4-2 Indians lead as we're in the top half of the 5th inning. 3-1 from Brown. That breaking ball never broke, and it goes inside for ball 4. And for the 4th straight inning, Brown issuing a walk, and for the 3rd straight inning, it's the leadoff batter. Brings up Victor Arias. He singled his last time up, grounded out to short in his first at-bat. That was back in the 1st inning. First pitch, and that one finds the inside corner on a fastball, and it's 0-1. So Fleslin, the lefty, warming. Brown hoping to get a double play ball. Difficult batter to get it on in Arias. 0-1 the count. Namala with his lead at first base. 0-1 check swing, couldn't hold it up as he went around, and it's now no balls and 2 strikes. Activity now starts down in the Vancouver bullpen as well. Oh, 0-2 the count. Pitch, breaking ball, and Arias just got a piece of it, and he'll stay in the box. No balls and 2 strikes. And Bo Bonds had gotten up, but then he goes back and sits down. Miranda's gone the distance thus far for Vancouver. As Brown 0-2 the count to Arias. Now throw goes first base, and diving back safely is Namala, the runner. Namala on the base paths, 1 for 2 this year. Stolen bases. 0-2 to Arias, and that fastball just misses high, and it's 1-2. Four runs on 6 hits for the Indians, 2 runs on 5 hits for the Canadians. 1-2 pitch to Arias is high and outside. He evens it up, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Runner at first stays as the pitch to Arias lined out into right field, right on one hop to Andrews, who gets it in quickly, and that puts runners at first and second with 1 out. Arias' 2nd straight base hit. Now got 30 base knocks. That's 5th most in the league. And here comes Robinson Cancel, and I think that's going to be the end of the night for McCade Brown. I know he wanted to get through 5 because he would qualify for the win, but got that walk to Namala and then the base hit to Arias, and McCade Brown hitting that pitch count. And we'll get a new pitcher on as Robbie gives him a good pat. New pitcher coming on. We'll tell you about him next. Indians lead at 4-2, top of the 5th, as you're listening to Indians baseball on 103.5 The Game.